They should come bring the 55 million out. And I'm
where they got the 55 million from.
And I mean, now we investigating for 55 million. Who to mean can't me? It's here, ban saying out to me 55. So deny a better one.
From the three issues they are investigating you on, no can you 9
million and 5,000.
That when they go to court, the bail condition may even be worse or maybe unfavorable. So they will prefer let's remain here and find a way to sort it out.
Out of essence, we shall biome into Deputy Attorney General. Me no work I say waba bontin aba expose Dennis Miracles Abuaje. When say Dennis Miracles Abuaje, yet in our news mu say he is involved in 55 million fraud. Emma Dennis Miracles Abuaje eba beye interview ka say sika no mo ka na nya sa na tie omo ahyeda no mo boy exorbitant fee e de to no so. Ama Dennis Miracles Abuaje ba be kasa ka say they are Eoco for ka na nya no kre. In fact, me no eka say Deputy Attorney General ba be kasa, which is Justice Stream Sai ochra 55 million no moka fa Dennis Miracles Abuaje ho na no kre. Na in fact, out of 4 me no ba be contest ni mu. Because so new viewer now subscribe to your channel we are. May just so be subscribe, like it, charge your comment ni mu, share video no na ma foforo into me and shebi. Enti after say Eoco for echi Dennis Miracles Abuaje, echi mu say 55 million fraud bi. Ombrambe explain you know. Ye Dennis Miracles Abuaje no. Oko interview e kan sem bi say sa sika no mu boy online no. Sas karen no kre na say na Dennis Miracles Abuaje edi ni nkomo e wa Sempa FM.
GAPT is in the audit report.
Yes.
Now you know what PNY investment is in the audit report, and now you know what BIMABA is in the audit report. These are the three things that Eoco invited me to discuss with me on,
based on the petition from
the Parent Executive Secretary. Obi, yankani ni na bom 3.2 million for GAPT.
Yes.
588,000 for the PNY investment,
which has already been
student has already been, but they make us and make a point.
Okay.
And then 5.2 million for GAPT. Okabumwa 9 million and 5,000.
9 million and 5,000. Okay. These are the three issues flagged by the audit report.
And these are the three issues written to me by the Executive Secretary. Okay. And these are the three issues written to me by Eoco. And yet, miraculously, under some strange circumstances, Eoco, in even writing on the back of the invitation on the petition from IMCC, still inflated this 9 million to 20 million.
Almost about 20 million.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. Me, like I said, I don't have a problem. But if you say these are the three issues, then these three issues do not amount to 20 million. They amount to 9 million. For whatever reason why you did 20, you only know. But again, facts are facts. You don't fight those things. And I feel me buy minimum discussion. I've been cooperating. I was with you. Obi, I didn't even hear my intro.
Yes.
All the things that were happening on the street. Monday 9:30 p.m. And I'm saying they were protesting on my behalf. I didn't even know. It wasn't Monday. Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. And I'm Tuesday and I'm in fact, around. And remember, about 4 p.m. when they were transporting me to go and do a search in my house.
Yeah.
And I mean, who said I was shocked when I saw the people. Because I was even telling them, but how? How did people get to know about this? And I was saying, and I'm saying, no. The people that knew I was here have strict instructions to ensure that this doesn't happen. It's here moving in one. I mean, we say, a friend is saying, oh, it's all over social media. Before I realized that apparently David Tamaklu, who is very closely associated with the Eoco, is the one that made the first post about my detention at Eoco. Fast forward. Many Eoco for come if pictures of Muko take here. I want me fear midday when they showed it.
I know why I'm gonna take pictures.
Eoco, I was with them. All the pictures them I know man for uncle how to mincha. They took and then you shared it. It's okay. It's okay. Nina and yeah issue. Obi politics yeah, maybe a politician. Me crown and menya and this in the business you know, you're just doing politics. So all those things don't bother me. My real bother is the official statement. You see, people like David Tamaklo and Co, they are just doing their social media, doing their politics. It's an NDC guy doing his politics. It's okay. But For an organization like Eoco, you don't do that to your citizen. You don't. You don't do that to your citizen. Knowing very well that this is what you are discussing with me in there.
Yes.
And then you put out there a different figure. In fact, I've asked them.
You've asked them about the 50.
Yes, I asked them.
Because, again, sitting here, maybe Eoco had written to you, said, "Bra, on these 3 issues." But in the process, they may have identified other issues.
So I asked them. Okay. Well,
if there are any other issues, they have to let you know.
Yes. Okay. As far as you've been able to put it out there in a statement there, that means you've settled on some. Okay, can you please tell me, as I am sitting here, the 55 million offer they told me say almost 55 million.
Eoco officers.
Yes, Kachem said they didn't give any 55 million out to anybody. And they are right. You can't, because the fact of the matter is that in my engagement with them, there is no 55. In fact, there cannot be 55 million OB. Organization didn't have 55 million.
What if the Eoco officers now can they deny this statement?
Well, they can deny. If they deny it, they should come bring the 55 million out.
Where they got the 55 million from.
Now we investigating 55 million. Won't mean can't me. It's a ban saying out to me 55. So would deny a virtual bond.
From the 3 issues they are investigating you on, no can you
9 million and 5,000.
Even that.
I don't know 3.2 or gapti. It's gapti no more do or kwaji on ho. 558,000. Accountant. 5.2 million. Any conversation Eoco is having with me.
Na se wuti ensemu Dennis Miracle Abuaje eka ye wasempa FM na na so kira sa sika no mu kan ye no kre ono kira ye se 9 million ba mu kan no mu 55 million. In fact, Dennis Miracle Abuaje ba bedi no nkomo na after say Dennis Miracle Abuaje bedi no nkomo just recently deputy attorney general, which is Justice Srimsai aba bedi nkomo chichem say na Dennis Miracle Abuaje ensemu kan ye ba ne say ne etumi gidi in some way Dennis Miracle Abuaje kind of no cre. But Dennis Miracle Abuaje so din komo no kra document. Well, we are same me court into to mean train strategy abasa, but Justice Srimsai say and someone Dennis Miracle Abuaje be kind of no cre. Na o din komo no and oba kasa fa the likes of edubuahin ne case no okasafa ho kasafa nkrofo no ho na mempese me kasapi yentie ensemu Justice Stream side tuja na adofo also there wojin no. Let me know your opinion in the comment.
That when they go to court, the bail condition may even be worse or maybe unfavorable, so they will prefer let's remain here and find a way to sort it out. And you see a lot of things happen which we law enforcement people cannot put out there. You keep someone, you give someone condition, you want to take the person to court, oh, I'm working on it, hold on. The same person goes out and says, hey, they've kept me for more than 48 hours. When that 48-hour delay is his own request. So a lot of things happen. So my caution is that we should not treat the reports of persons who have gone into detention and are out and are saying something else. Recently, what's his name? Miracles. He came out to say that nobody questioned him about 55 million, that it was questionable. And people believe that. People believe that. Because Miracle is saying it, everybody believes that that is the truth. And nobody is even interested in asking Eoco, how do you even conclude that is true? And you see, Eoco is not under any obligation to be responding to things like that. Law enforcement, we are not under any obligation. At the end of the day, we will bring you to court. We will charge you. You will have your day. So whether we ask you about 55 or we ask you about 5, it's not even our headache. Eventually, whatever we find on you, we'll bring it to court. At that point, we have had situations where people have said nothing. In the end, did they not say that they want plea bargaining? When they said no, we came back, they just kept us and they didn't ask us any question. But the moment they are charged, they said they want plea bargaining. So I want the public to understand that law enforcement, because of the nature of the work we do and because it's investigation, it's not everything that law enforcement can respond to. But that doesn't also mean that lack of responding to some of these things means that the person who is saying it is right or is correct. That's all I want the public to just be very aware of that.
Is Dennis wrong in that when he says
of course, he is completely wrong. I mean, you cannot say that it was no question about 55. Completely wrong.
Was he questioned on the 55 million?
Yes.
I see. So he's very much aware of why he was kept in there.
Let's not even go further. He's very much aware.
Yes. Well, we know my update on the Dubois Hene Rahanan Bafasto case in the news today.
So there are, as you know, there are a number of cases that we are prosecuting now, and a lot more still undergoing investigations. When it comes to, so we have SkyTrain.
Yeah.
SkyTrain, we have closed our case. That's prosecution. We closed our case. The defense, as they are supposed to, the two accused persons are supposed to file their witness statements if they wish to. They were supposed to file it. The deadline was yesterday. As of this morning, they have not filed anything. Maybe they will file today. Maybe they won't file anything at all. But we are going back to court tomorrow to conduct case management conference. So when they come to court, they will probably show why they've not filed. That is if they are interested in filing, because you are not, as an accused person, you are not bound to file anything. You can just come to the box and sit down for the judge to make a determination. So we don't know what the reason for not filing is. So that's SkyTrain. We have Hanan, which has been quite dramatic over the week. That's last week and this week, because after the accused person, the first accused person was given a leave to travel, we discovered facts which suggested that he is more of a flight risk at the time of his departure than he was when the judge made a decision to allow him to go. For example, we found out the number of luggages he was carrying with him, you know, everything, the fact that he attempted to also go to the bank and to clean his account.
You're referring to when he was taking the trip to the UK?
Yes, and all that, yeah, and the number of luggages he was carrying also. We suspected that he constituted more of a flight risk than he was when the judge...
His counsel has said he wasn't trying to empty his bank account. So how did prosecution come to that conclusion?
Naturally, what would you expect the counsel to say? To say that, yes, my client was having to clean his account. We know that he's aware that there's a freezing order on the account. And he took steps to convince the... We don't work at the bank. It was his own bankers who alerted us that, hey, there's something going on here that we don't think is... That is how come we got to know, and that's how come we took the steps. So it wasn't as if we were just nosing around. No, we were sitting and his bankers called us that this is what they believe was going on. And we took the necessary steps.
So he was trying to withdraw from the account or clear the bank account?
Our suspicion, of course, he has not cleared the account. So we can only say that there was an attempt to, because the bank stopped. They did not, comply with his request, and then they called us in. So we can only say that it was an attempt. Or we believe that it was an attempt. Not that he cleared it. Of course, he didn't clear it.
So subsequently he was arrested as a result of that attempt to travel outside the country and then clear his bank account. Then the matter went to court. And then he was then given, allowed to travel.
The court did not allow him to go. It was simple. The court gave him a timeline to travel. By the time we went back to court, the timeline had lapsed. So that was it. There was no other application to leave. And that was not granted anyway. It wasn't even made in the first place for it to be granted. So that report is completely false.
So it's not true that he went to court after they were asking that you produce him. But you remember that...
Nobody asked that we produce him. Nobody directed us to produce anyone.
The counsel for Hanan had not gone to court asking that his client...
Yeah, he asked, but we were not asked to produce him. The court said there was no merit, and then it was dismissed.
Right, so that's what I'm referring to, because even before then, the court took a decision on that. I think that he had been released already. And so then they withdrew that.
They withdrew their application the previous day. And then they filed 2 applications. But I mean, the points in summary, there was no order for anyone to produce him because he was already
out.
Yes, he was already out. Yeah.
And so that's the point I'm making.
Oh, you want us to go? I thought we were going to end by saying that there was no need to go into the details. But if you want us to go into the details, we can go. But I don't think that's what you want to use the time for.
No, we are not going into the details. It's just that some issues that have come up in that we want you to address.
Okay, you want us to go into
just like the Hanan issue. I didn't ask you anything about SkyTrain because there haven't been any controversial matters on SkyTrain. But in this particular one, there have been a couple of controversial issues, including what we were just talking about.
Yes, and I'm saying that. Do you want me to give you the details of what happened, or you want us to just, because I didn't think it was a major issue. You wanted to know the status of the case.
Oh.
But if you want us to do a detailed, that one, I don't know how much time you have, but I can.
Whatever details you can share with us, we'll take.
I don't think it will be a good use of your time because it didn't affect anything. What is happening now is that we are here to start.
But I know you say it didn't affect anything, but then the story is being couched to impact the use of the Attorney General's powers in this case. If you have paid attention to the commentary
from January 2025, we have not, every person that we have arrested, the same allegation is made that we are using state power. So perhaps if we want to follow that narrative, then we don't even have to invite anyone, we don't have to arrest anyone, we just have to let anyone that we suspect of committing a crime to be working. That's why I said that when you follow the minority and the MPP and the narrative, and you run it through the facts, you will see that basically what they are saying is that never invite anybody, never arrest anybody, allow everybody to be working and do whatever they like, because not even one person have we arrested that they didn't make the same allegation. So I don't think that Ghanaians, that fact is lost on Ghanaians, that it is the natural response that they have to everything. They will say you are using state power to arrest enemies. They will say you are using the court to jail enemies, persecution, political. The same thing in respect of everything. Even when the person says, I am pleading, I want to do plea bargaining, they will still say that you are using the state. So the person you are fighting for said, I want to do plea bargaining. Of course, that's not to say that plea bargaining means that you are guilty, but if you know you are not, why are you going to? So the point I'm trying to make is that we cannot base our national life entirely on the narrative that you are using the state power to. We've had kind of Furiata issue that we are dealing with. We've had Sedina issue. So you will be an irresponsible Attorney General when there's a bank calls you, gives you information, you did your check, and then you say because of what people will say that you are using state power, so you allow the person to go, and when the person goes and doesn't come back, you think the Ghanaians who gave you power, who gave you a mandate to govern this country, will be happy that because of your fear that they will say you are using the power that you have been given legitimately, you have allowed someone to travel out of the country who cannot come back, or who will not come back, and you use Ghanaian taxpayers' money to now be engaged in foreign countries and they are to get extradition. Of what wisdom would you be boasting of as an Attorney General or any government official if this is what you are doing?
So the states had reasonable not
suspicions,
but you had reasonable suspicion,
yes,
that Hanan was traveling not to go and see his ophthalmologist but to escape justice.
It could be that he will see his ophthalmologist, but the core issue is not whether he will see him or not. The core issue is, we call it flight risk.
Okay.
What is the level of risk? So we do analysis. This person, is it likely to come back? You know, a lot of Ghanaians or some Ghanaians are familiar with visa. When you are going for visa, they will say this person is not likely to come back. It is not. It may be true that he will go and come back, but they are just saying that when we look at all these factors, you fall within a category of persons who, when they travel, are not likely to come back. That's what the visa people use. So there's a whole analysis that.
So was he already on a no-flight list?
Yes, he was on the stop list. So what the court did when they applied to go to do the medical, we considered the court considered and said he can go. Then after he was given the leave, then he now decided to do these things that I mentioned, which made him, in our view, a more likely person not to return than he was when the court made a decision. And that is a normal thing. If the court grants you bail, okay, it grants you bail right now, go and come to court, and you go and commit another offense, or you go out there and you are going to interfere with evidence, the court will revoke the bail and put you. So it is a normal, it's not anything new, it is the normal thing that the courts, that happens in the courts.
Let's move away from that, because there are other oral cases that you've been looking at.
Yeah, so then after that, there's Edu Boahen. Edu Boahen, our fourth witness, is in the box, and we hope that by this week or next week, it would have been discharged. When that happens, then when he's discharged, it means that we have closed our case, and then the accused person will finally be given the opportunity to come and mount his defense, because over the period, at least we can identify about 3 or 4 defenses that he has been trying to put across, which makes the whole case quite interesting, because at the point we believe they were saying that they actually bought the equipment and that the equipment is there. Then at the point they seem to be saying that the money was a loan that the accused person gave and that he was taking it back. At the point he even published a list of politicians that he said he gave the money to help in their campaign. And then at the point they said it was so, and all these explanations are contradictory. If the money was used to buy the equipment, then it cannot be the money that you used to sponsor the politicians. Then it cannot be loan that you were taking back from the company. Then so I find it fascinating that this is the kind of explanation that I've been given so far at the first half of the case. Recently, there was an issue also of they made a request for disclosures on the source of money in the government bank account, and then we said we do not have any information about the source of the money before it came to the government bank account. And there was this whole issue about, if you don't know about the source, then you cannot know what it is. And I find it quite interesting, fascinating, because any money in any government bank account is for the government. And if you are prosecuting someone from stealing government money, you don't need to go and find out whether the